When we think about communication, we often imagine speaking, using the right words, choosing the right expressions, or learning perfect grammar. But real communication is much more than that. It is about connection. A real connection happens when two people truly understand each other. It's not just about saying words or filling silence. It's about feeling understood and making the other person feel seen. When that happens, a conversation becomes meaningful. It moves beyond small talk, beyond asking, "How are you?" and answering, "I'm fine." It becomes real. In both personal life and professional life, genuine communication matters deeply. Think about the people you remember most: a teacher who encouraged you, a friend who listened, or a coworker who supported you. You remember them not because they used perfect grammar, but because they made you feel something. They made you feel respected, valued, and understood. For language learners, this is especially important. Many people focus only on vocabulary and grammar, but they forget that language is made for people, not for textbooks. When you learn how to connect, your English starts to sound more natural. You stop worrying so much about mistakes, and you start focusing on meaning, on truly communicating. Real connection begins with attention. Before words, before grammar, before pronunciation, there is attention. When you give someone your full attention, you open a space for trust and understanding to grow. That's where connection begins. In this episode, we are going to explore what helps people build real connections. We will talk about listening, warmth, honesty, empathy, and presence. We'll look at how body language, tone, and small gestures can change how people feel when they talk to you. And most importantly, we'll discover how you can use English to express who you really are, not perfectly, but authentically. By the end of this episode, you'll understand that building real connections is not about speaking flawless English. It's about being present, being kind, and being real. Listening is the heart of real connection. When you truly listen to someone, you show them that their words matter. You give them a moment of your attention, and that attention makes them feel respected and valued. Many people think good communication means speaking well, but real communication begins with listening well. Active listening means focusing completely on the person who is speaking. It means you are not thinking about what you will say next or checking your phone while they talk. You are giving your full focus to the words, the tone, and even the emotions behind those words. When you do that, you understand people more deeply. Good listeners use their body language to show that they care. They face the person, keep their eyes soft and engaged, and nod gently as they listen. A calm expression or a small smile can show that you are paying attention. These small actions send a strong message that says, "I am here with you, and I care about what you are saying." When you reply, your response can be simple but meaningful. You might use short words or sounds that show interest, like saying you understand or quietly agreeing with what was said. It is not about talking a lot. It is about showing that you are present. Listening also helps you learn faster as a language learner. When you listen carefully, you pick up the rhythm, the tone, and the natural patterns of speech. You start to notice how emotions sound in English: happiness, worry, excitement, or calmness. These details make your own communication more natural and expressive. Real connection happens when people feel heard. If you listen deeply, you will notice that others open up more easily. They trust you because they can feel that you are not just waiting to speak, you are trying to understand. When you practice active listening, you do more than learn a language. You build empathy. You start to see the world through another person's eyes, and that is where true connection begins. How we speak often matters more than the words we choose. The tone of our voice, the feeling behind our words, and the way we express emotion all shape how others experience our message. Speaking with warmth and honesty allows people to feel safe and comfortable with us. It helps them trust what we say and remember how we made them feel. Warmth in speaking is not about sounding cheerful all the time. It means speaking with kindness and sincerity. When your voice sounds calm, patient, and friendly, people sense that you care. A soft tone can make difficult conversations easier, and a gentle rhythm can help your listener relax. When you speak warmly, use natural expressions that show appreciation and respect. You might comment on something positive, notice someone's effort, or simply express that you are glad to talk with them. These small signs of kindness create a bridge between you and the other person. Honesty is the second part of real connection. People can often tell when someone's words are not sincere. Honest communication builds trust because it reflects your real feelings. You do not need to hide behind perfect grammar or complicated vocabulary. The most powerful messages are often the simplest ones, spoken with truth. As a language learner, you may worry about mistakes. But remember, people do not connect with perfect sentences, they connect with genuine emotion. When you speak with honesty, even a small mistake becomes unimportant. What matters is that you mean what you say. Try to speak in a rhythm that feels natural to you. Avoid rushing or forcing your words. Let your tone show your personality. Clear pronunciation helps, but so does expression, the gentle rise and fall of your voice, the small pauses that show care, and the quiet moments that let your words settle. Warmth and honesty make your English feel alive. They transform your speech from something learned into something felt. When your words carry sincerity, people listen more closely. They do not just hear your English, they hear you. Real connection grows when we discover what we share with others. Finding common ground means noticing the interests, values, or experiences that bring people closer together. It is about recognizing that even if our languages or cultures are different, our feelings are often the same. Shared experiences help people feel safe and understood. When someone tells a story that reminds you of something from your own life, you can use that moment to connect. You might talk about a similar situation or express that you understand how they felt. These small exchanges build trust because they show that you are not only listening, you are relating. To find common ground, try to notice the details people share. Listen for hobbies, daily routines, or simple moments that reveal their personality. Maybe someone talks about their morning coffee, their favorite song, or a challenge at work. When you respond with a story or comment that connects to theirs, it turns a short conversation into something meaningful. You can also build connection through follow-up statements. Instead of asking many questions, you can continue the topic naturally. For example, if someone talks about learning a new skill, you might say that it reminds you of a time when you tried something similar. This keeps the flow smooth and balanced without making the other person feel interviewed. Understanding culture is also part of finding common ground. What feels friendly or polite can be different from one culture to another. In some places, people speak directly. In others, they speak more gently or indirectly. Learning these differences helps you avoid misunderstanding and shows respect for others. When you relate to people, you can use simple and natural English. Phrases like saying that you feel the same way or that something sounds familiar make your speech warm and inclusive. These expressions tell the other person that you understand and that you share a human moment with them. Building common ground is like building a bridge. Every time you show understanding, you add another piece to that bridge. Over time, it becomes strong enough to carry real friendship, teamwork, and trust. Communication is more than words. Our faces, hands, posture, and tone all speak for us, sometimes even louder than our sentences. Understanding body language helps you connect deeply with others because it shows how you feel before you even say a word. When you meet someone, your body sends a message. Open body language makes that message friendly. Keep your shoulders relaxed, face the person you are talking to, and keep your arms open rather than crossed. These small details make you look confident, calm, and ready to listen. Eye contact also plays an important role. Looking at someone while they speak shows respect and attention. You do not need to stare or make it intense. Gentle, natural eye contact is enough to make the other person feel seen and valued. Your facial expressions carry emotion. A natural smile, a calm expression, or a look of concern can all communicate care and understanding. When your face matches your words, people believe you more easily. A smile shared at the right moment can make a serious conversation feel lighter and safer. Tone of voice is another powerful nonverbal signal. The same words can sound warm or cold, depending on how they are said. A soft, steady tone shows calmness and control. A loud or rushed voice might sound nervous or impatient. Paying attention to your tone helps others feel comfortable and keeps conversations pleasant. Your rhythm and pace also influence connection. Speaking too fast can make it hard for others to follow or respond. Speaking too slowly might sound distant or unsure. Try to find a natural flow, one that feels relaxed but alive. Finally, notice the nonverbal cues of the people you speak with. Are they leaning closer, smiling, or nodding? These signs usually mean they feel comfortable and engaged. If they look away often or step back, it might mean they need more space or time. Learning to read these signals helps you adjust your energy and communication naturally. When you combine clear words with open body language, your message becomes powerful. People remember not just what you said, but how you made them feel. That is the true language of connection. One of the strongest ways to build real connection is to be fully present. Being present means giving your complete attention to the person in front of you, not just hearing their words, but being mentally and emotionally there with them. In today's world, it is easy to get distracted. Phones, notifications, or even our own thoughts can pull us away from the moment. When that happens, the person we are speaking with can sense it. They might feel ignored or unimportant. Real connection cannot grow in distraction. It grows only when both people are focused and aware. When you are present, you make space for understanding. You listen not to reply, but to absorb what is being said. You do not rush to fill silence. Instead, you allow small pauses, which show patience and respect. Silence is not empty. It gives the other person time to think and feel safe while talking. Presence also affects the way you speak. When you slow down your speech, your words become clearer and more meaningful. You sound calm, confident, and thoughtful. You do not need to speak fast to sound fluent. In fact, slowing down helps your listener follow you more easily, especially if they are not native speakers either. Being focused also means being aware of your surroundings. Notice how the other person reacts as you speak. Are they nodding, smiling, or looking confused? Small signs like these can guide how you continue the conversation. When you are truly focused, you naturally adjust your words, tone, and energy to fit the moment. As a language learner, being present helps you in another way. It allows you to understand the rhythm of English conversation, the timing, the flow, and the natural pauses between speakers. You start to sense when it is your turn to talk and when to listen quietly. This rhythm cannot be learned from a textbook. It can only be felt through awareness. To stay present, breathe naturally. Let your body relax. Put away distractions and give your full attention to the person you are with. Connection does not come from perfect words. It comes from presence, from the quiet power of simply being there. Empathy is one of the most powerful skills in real communication. It means feeling with another person, understanding their emotions, even if their situation is different from yours. When you show empathy, you tell someone that their feelings matter. You remind them that they are not alone. Empathy begins with awareness. You notice the tone in someone's voice, the look on their face, or the emotion behind their words. You sense happiness, worry, or sadness, and you respond with care. This simple act of noticing already builds a bridge between you and them. In English, empathy can be expressed through gentle, supportive phrases. You can use simple, calm words that show understanding. You might say that you understand how difficult something must be, or that you can imagine how it feels. The exact words are less important than the feeling behind them. Speak slowly and softly when you want to show care. Let your tone carry kindness and patience. Empathy is not about solving problems or giving advice right away. Sometimes, people do not want a solution, they want understanding. When you listen without judging or interrupting, you create a safe space. The person feels free to speak honestly, knowing that you are not there to correct them but to care. For language learners, empathy also helps communication flow naturally. When you focus on the other person's feelings, you stop worrying so much about your own mistakes. You speak more freely and sincerely because your goal becomes connection, not perfection. This change in focus makes your English sound more genuine and human. Empathy can also be shown through body language. A soft nod, an open expression, or a calm pause can speak louder than words. It shows you are listening with your heart, not just your ears. When empathy is present, conversations go deeper. Trust grows, emotions soften, and understanding becomes easier. It turns communication into something human and healing. To connect with people in any language, learn to listen with your heart as much as with your mind. That is the essence of empathy. Real connections are not built in a single moment. They grow slowly, through repeated actions and consistent behavior. Trust is the result of time, honesty, and reliability. When people see that your words and your actions match, they begin to feel safe around you. Consistency means showing up in the same caring and respectful way, again and again. It can be seen in small habits, remembering someone's name, following up on something they shared, or simply being kind every time you meet. These actions may seem small, but they carry great meaning. They tell people that your warmth and respect are real, not temporary. In communication, consistency also means being honest, even in simple conversations. If you promise to do something, try to keep that promise. If you cannot, explain it honestly and calmly. People respect truth far more than empty words. Over time, your honesty becomes your reputation. As you build relationships, notice the details that matter to others. Remember a story they told, or ask about something they mentioned before. These gestures show that you truly listen and care. They make others feel valued and remembered. Your tone of voice also plays a part in trust. When your tone is steady and kind, people feel comfortable. They sense that you are dependable. Even when you disagree or face a problem, keeping your tone calm and respectful helps protect the relationship. It shows that you care about understanding, not about winning. For language learners, consistency is especially powerful. The more you practice communicating with kindness and reliability, the more confident and fluent you become. You start to realize that trust is not created by perfect sentences, but by genuine effort repeated over time. Every real connection needs consistency to survive. Without it, even strong beginnings can fade. But with steady kindness, patience, and truth, your connections become lasting and deep. Trust built this way does not need to be asked for. It is felt naturally, in every word and every action. No matter how kind or careful we are, misunderstandings happen. They are a natural part of communication, especially when we use a language that is not our first. What matters most is not avoiding mistakes, but knowing how to handle them with calmness and respect. When someone misunderstands you, it can feel uncomfortable. You might want to correct yourself quickly or feel embarrassed. But remember, everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. The key is to stay calm and patient. Take a breath and try to explain again using simple, clear words. You can start by gently clarifying what you meant or by repeating your idea in a different way. If you realize that you misunderstood someone else, it is also okay to ask for clarification. You can politely ask them to repeat or explain their point again. Showing that you care to understand their meaning demonstrates respect. It tells them that their message is important to you. Sometimes, misunderstandings can create tension. In those moments, kindness is your best tool. Instead of becoming defensive or frustrated, try to listen and respond softly. A calm tone can cool down even a heated moment. If you feel that your words caused confusion or hurt, a simple and sincere apology can repair trust quickly. Humor can also help. A light smile or a small laugh at your own mistake can ease the mood and remind both people that learning and communication are human processes. What matters is how you recover, not that you made the mistake. When handled with patience and humility, misunderstandings can actually deepen a relationship. They show both sides that you care enough to listen, to adjust, and to learn. Each time you handle one with grace, you grow as a communicator and as a person. For English learners, these moments are part of the journey. They teach flexibility, empathy, and self-confidence. Every misunderstanding gives you a new opportunity to practice calmness, honesty, and connection. Over time, you will see that mistakes do not weaken communication, they make it more real.